We're on the Chevy Cruze 1.8 liter motor. Once again, we got the motor pulled out. We found a crack in the piston. I'll show you that here shortly. What we're doing is taking off the oil pan so we can get the piston out, take it up to Blaine's. So all you're gonna need here on the sides are E10s all the way around. E10s, and you have two off in the back. So this would be the same concept if it's underneath the car. Now this E10, it does not fit in this slot here. So only thing I have handy on me is a 5/16, and I'm using a 12-sided 5/16. You can see the ridges on the inside of there. It fits on there real nicely, and I'm using a 1/4 inch, some 1/4 inch extensions. And it gets it right off of there. So lastly, all you're gonna have to do is really just kind of get something underneath where this rubber gasket is, going alongside of here. And it looks like there's a prying point right here. We'll get a pry bar and try to get that unstuck from there. Alright, so we did get that on the wedge from right there. So here's the only problem is I actually have the motor on one of the bolts for the oil pan. So now the motor is being held on by 3 bolts. So you're just gonna have to be really careful with that. We're gonna take this off, get this oil pan off, flip her back on his top side. I'll show you how that looks. So we did get that oil pan off. Now the one that we're gonna get off, it's gonna be piston number 1, and here are the pistons. This one's 1 here. You can see it inside the sleeve. 1. This number 2. This number 3. This one is number 4. Okay, so these are the pistons. These are the crank bearings right here. Hold down the crank. This motor would be actually really easy to rebuild. So all I'm gonna need to do is get me a couple Torques. Take these off here, and we'll see what size Torque those are now. This is an E11. Go ahead and bust these loose. Looks like the DeWalt's not going to be able to handle it, so I'm going to go ahead and have to go get one of my higher graded impact guns. In my hand I got the Avid Power. Got this off of Amazon. It's good for DIY projects. It's not as strong as your DeWalt in Milwaukee. I do have one, but I'm not going to even bring it out because this should do the trick. No problem. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to mark which way this little divot is facing to see where the raised square is. We know that it's going to go towards the back of the motor. So I'm going to make a mark there because we're going to have to take this the bearings off to be able to push the piston out to the bottom. Facing that way. That way I'll know the direction that this is supposed to go in. The bearing doesn't look too bad. So all you're gonna do now is you're gonna push down. This is the part of the piston. Just gonna push down on it. Sometimes she's a bit stuck. There it goes. and she'll be coming out. There we have it, folks. The motor was having a cylinder one misfire, unknown. So see the piston's cracked straight down the middle. It's like that. And also the skirt is damaged right in here, and it's even cracked going up this way. You can see small cracks going in here. So you can see the cracks on the bottom end of it. Piston was completely out of there, no good. And here's your number. If you need to order the piston, you can get the number on the inside of there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get them to resize this, give us another piston. The rod seems fine. I lied. This rod is completely damaged. It doesn't come factory shaped that way. It's supposed to be straight. So what we had to do was order a new set of pistons, new set of rods. I will put the part number for this 1.8 in the screen right here, as you'll be able to read them.